The Prime Minister said this morning when he visited Ataturk Airport that the suicide bombers arrived in taxis and they struck the international terminal. One or two entered the arrivals terminal, another entered the departures terminal. The Prime Minister said, according to initial evidence, they all opened fire first and then detonated their explosives. Reuters met a South African witness who saw a bomber firing at anybody in sight, then ceasing to fire, putting his gun in his jacket and running down the escalator to another part of the international terminal. Then the South African heard more gunfire and an explosion, and it was all over. There has been no claim of responsibility so far, and in the series of bombings that Turkey has suffered during the past 12 months, claims of responsibility tend to come 1 day, 2 days, 3 days later. So we're still in the early hours of the aftermath of this atrocity. The government thinks it is the Islamic State group.
As you said there, Jasper, the Prime Minister already pointing the finger of blame at the Islamic State group. Why would they be responsible?
Well, there are three groups that are active in terrorism in Turkey at the moment. One is, one are Kurdish militants who exploded 2 car bombs in Turkey earlier this month, one in Istanbul, one in the southeastern city of Midyat. And those 2 bombs killed a total of 18 people. Then there's a Marxist-Leninist group, which incurs a much smaller number of casualties and strikes less frequently. But discounting last night's attack, Islamic State has carried out 5 bombings since early June last year, and killing nearly 160 people. The worst was the Ankara bombing in October, when 2 suicide bombers killed 101 people.
OK, Jasper Mortimer, our correspondent there in Ankara, thank you very much for that update.